Greetings, yogis. Today we are going to play around with tabletop pose, child's pose, cat-cow, low lunge, and half split. But don't be afraid by the half split, because trust me, I can't do a split. Alright, first off is with all these videos, listen to the restrictions that might be placed upon you by a care provider, your surgeon, your occupational therapist, your nurse practitioner, physical therapist. If you have restrictions or guidelines related to your injury of things you cannot or can do, honor those restrictions first and foremost. Secondly, please have some props handy. I've got some yoga blocks here. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can get books, stack some books together, stack some board game boxes or jigsaw puzzle boxes, just something so that you'll see in certain postures your extremities or your head or whatever are not just floating into space. The blocks really assist us with reaching the ground when we may not be able to do so. And then additionally, having a blanket handy and having that blanket folded accordion style so that it has some thickness and flatness to it. So go ahead and get those props handy because we will be using both of these today. Let's jump right in to the tabletop pose, and that means we're going to have be on all fours, so on our knees and on our hands. I already know for me, I like to place the blanket underneath my knees. If the surface that you're working on is very hard, or if your knees just like this extra cushioning like mine do, go ahead and put your knees underneath or on top of your blanket already. Your hips are going to be stacked over your knees. The backs of your legs are flat to the ground. The feet are flat to the ground. And my injury is on my left side. I can't straighten my arm currently at the moment today, so I'm going to use a block to reach the ground. However, in child's pose, your shoulders are over your elbows are over your wrists. It's all stacked very nicely, and your elbows are turned in, kissing each other. Your head is in neutral, so gaze is down, the back is flat. Inhale, spine goes forward, tailbone lifts, gaze lifts, shoulders slide down the back. Exhale, belly button to spine, chin towards chest, rounding the back. Inhale, gaze is up, shoulders slide down, hips lift. Exhale, belly button towards spine, rounding that back, shoulders come forward, chin comes towards chest. Inhale, cat pose. Exhale, cow. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Go ahead and do a couple rounds at your own pace, remembering to breathe in and out of the nose. When you're in your next cow, coming back to neutral. Go ahead and just rest back as you like on your sits bones and just shake out those wrists. Shake them a little front, side to side, then one wrist forward and back. Just kind of relieving that pressure for the moment because we're going to do another posture in tabletop. All right, coming back to tabletop, and this time we're going to make a C curve with the spine. So sending our left eyeballs to gaze over the left shoulder, twisting, kind of turning that spine, bending it in a C curve, looking towards the left hips. Go ahead and go the opposite direction where the right eyes looking over the right shoulder, attempting to gaze towards the right hips. Bring the right hips up towards the face. Go ahead in opposite direction, looking towards the left. Breathing in and out of the nose, gaze is over that left shoulder, the left tailbone is coming up towards the left ears. Other direction, right side, continuing to breathe, gaze is over the right shoulder, peering towards those right hips, C curve with the spine. One more time, both sides, Looking to the left. Breathing. Looking to the right. Continuing to breathe. Coming back to neutral. Again, just kind of relieving some of that pressure on the wrists, floating them forwards and back, shaking them side to side. One more posture through tabletop. Go ahead and just rotate at the hips, sending them back towards the feet, towards the left side of the body, up to the front of the mat, to the right. Just circling. Using those hips to circle the body, breathing in and out of the nose. At your own pace, you may want to go faster, you may want to go slower. Play with the posture and breathe. Go ahead and go the opposite direction. Breathing in and out of the nose, feeling the body. Bringing it back to neutral into tabletop position. So let's go ahead and lift up, grabbing your blocks or whatever you have handy. We're going to move into low lunge and half split. So in low lunge, the right foot forward first, the left foot stays back, the knee is down on the mat, the flat of the book, the flat top part of your foot to the ground. The right knee is over the right ankle. And you can use blocks to reach the ground here. So stretching forward in low lunge, the hips are square to the front of the mat. And then moving into half split, you send the hips back, you lift the front toes, you attempt to get that nose towards the front knee. Inhale, low lunge, lifting the chest, hips coming forward, square to the front of the mat. Exhale, half split, lift the front toes, nose coming towards knee. Inhale, low lunge, knee over ankle, hips square to the front of the mat, lifting at the chest. You can bring your hands to your hips if you like. Exhale, half split. Straighten that front leg, lift those toes, attempting to get those noses towards the knee. Inhale, low lunge, hands to hips, lifting chest, squaring those hips, sending the shoulders back down the spine. Exhale, half split. Inhale. This time, let's stay in the posture. So if you like, bring your hands to your hips. You may even like to bring your hands up overhead. Gaze goes up. There's a slight back bend. That's up to you to play with that option. Breathing in this posture. And exhale, bringing it back into the half split. Lifting up those front toes, sending that nose towards the knee and breathing into the back of the front leg. Let's go ahead and change sides. So sending the right foot to meet the left. Kneeling, bringing the left foot forward. Left knee is over left heel. The right foot, top of the foot, flat to the mat. Inhaling, low lunge. Send those hips forward, square to the mat. Chest lifts, shoulders slide down the back. Exhale. Half split, lift those front toes, send the knee towards the nose, or nose towards the knee. Inhale, low lunge, chest lifts, hips are square, relax those shoulders. Exhale, half split, toes lift, nose floats towards knee. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half split. This time in the low lunge, let's stay in the posture so you can keep those hands on the blocks if you prefer. You can bring your hands to your hips. The hips are squared to the front of the mat. You can lift the arms and play into a slight back bend if that feels good for you today. So choosing your hand posture, continuing to breathe in and out of the nose. Breathe into the sensations in your body. And exhale, half split. Toes come up, breathing into the back of the front leg. Go ahead and bring that front leg back to meet the right. We're going to finish up here in child's pose. So, quickly related to child's pose, you have options. Your knees can be to the width of the mat. So the knees are actually extended further out than your hips. This is another way the blanket can come in handy. For those who might feel pressure between the knees and the ankles and the hips, you can place the blanket under your sits bones, making a nice cushion. It feels lovely behind you. So your knees are spread wide, your toes are touching or as close to touching behind you. And then you're going to extend forward, leading with your chest, leading down with the heart, and then the head comes to, the forehead comes to a block, whatever angle of the block is most helpful for you. If you don't have blocks today, you can stack your fists or use one fist, or the head comes directly to the mat. So go ahead and rest into child's pose, however you prefer. And breathe into the back of the body. Go ahead and roll on up. I want to show another variation which also is quite lovely. You can keep the blanket there if you like, if that helped you. Bringing those legs more together, and some folks have challenge with this for the belly or the chest getting in the way, but if you'd like to get a nice stretch across the upper part of your back, having your legs come together, and this time, again, you could bring the forehead to a block, a book, what have you, or the ground. Bring your arms next to your legs. Just having some difficulty with my arm for a moment. And just breathing here in what some call a rock pose. But this can stretch the upper part of the back rather nicely. Or you can just stay in the original child's pose that we did a moment ago. And breathing in the posture, child's pose, whatever variation you're in. And then come on up slowly from wherever you're at. We'll close it off here in a moment, but let's just stretch the bottoms of our feet. So tucking those toes to the mat, and now bringing the hips back over the heels, a nice stretch for the bottoms of the feet. Breathing into those bottoms of the feet. All right, go ahead and come back to center. Cross-legged. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to the chest. Inhale, up. Gaze lifts. Exhale, Palms come to chest. Inhale out and up. And exhale, heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.